So I really like having data that I can track about my life. I've been tracking my sleep for over 6 years now. I track the steps that I take every day, the workouts that I do, the time that I spend in the air and on airplanes. I just like having data that I can use to reflect on different areas of my life. Now, it's not all perfect, scientifically accurate data, but it's a neat way to quantify what I do over the course of a year or over the course of multiple years. And something that I've added recently to the data that I collect is a smart scale. Now that started with this product, which I've reviewed before, the Wyze scale. And then recently I got sent another one by a company called Renpho. So I want to talk a little bit about this product today and just how a smart scale has been helping me quantify my life. So why pick a smart scale or a connected scale over a regular scale? Well, there are two good reasons. One, app connectivity, which means that all of my data can come into the same place. So for my choice, it's Apple Health. Reason number two, of course, would be that a smart scale gives you more than just your weight. Now, these are not perfectly accurate, but the scale has sensors in it that allows it to approximate out your body fat percentage, your body water composition, and a couple other different statistics that just help you understand your body a little bit better. The setup for the Renpho scale, super simple. You put in the batteries, comes with two AAAs. You put them in and you fire up the app on your phone, get the app initial setup started, and then really you just step on the scale and you're off to the races here in the app. It instantly gave me the weight and then followed up with the measurements immediately afterwards. What I really like is the trends view here. It's super clean. Obviously, I've only done one measurement so far, so I don't have really a useful month view, year view, even a week view, but I can see this looking really nice once you have a bunch of data if you're pretty regular about weighing yourself. One of the things that I've learned as I've been tracking my weight and all these other statistics, you really need to pick roughly the same time of day and the same behavioral time of day. So because your body fluctuates, especially based on water weight, if I weighed myself one day in the morning right after getting up, and then another day I weigh myself right after going for a run, especially here in the summer, my weight, I'm definitely gonna lose 4-ish pounds if I go for a long run off of the weight that I had weighed myself that morning. So looking back at the Renpho app here, I can set a weight goal if I want. That's kind of convenient. Wyze doesn't offer those little goal setting things. As I'm looking at these stats, they seem kind of close to what I'm seeing off of my Wyze scale. Again, I've been using the Wyze scale for more or less 2 months now consistently. And so at least I have a good sense for what that scale likes to measure. I'm looking at this Renpho scale. The body fat especially is 6% or so less than the Wyze scale is measuring, which that seems like a significant difference to me. So again, I would not suggest these products as scientifically accurate, or if you need to measure your weight, if you're an athlete, something like that, probably not the best thing. More or less what these are going to indicate, my guess, over a long period of time, they're going to do a great job of indicating change, but not an absolute number. Also neat about the Renpho app, I can measure my calf sizes, my thigh sizes. I can put in all sorts of different measurements to track myself. This is actually really neat. This is something also that Wyze hasn't built out in their app. And probably this is because the app is built first and foremost for the smart scale. And it's not like the Wyze app, where Wyze is built for smart devices for your smart home. They got started with cameras, bulbs. That's what goes into their app. And then they also have a smart scale as well. Now, Renpho also does make smart devices for your smart home. That's actually a separate app. So if you're just buying a smart scale, you don't want to make an account. I really like that you don't have to make an account for the Renpho app if all you want is to use the scale. Now, obviously, if you've already got Wyze devices in your house, you already have a Wyze account, you could just add the scale in, no problem, and it's not another app. I could see it being a little bit annoying to have two Renpho apps right next to each other, one for the smart home and one for the accessories, like the smart scale, right? And this is just sharing with you so you can do the research on what apps you want, what devices are going to be a part of your life. So just looking at the physical hardware itself, the Renpho scale is significantly lighter than the Wyze scale, but it's also significantly smaller. My feet, which are about a size 11 men's US, my feet barely fit on the Renpho scale, whereas the Wyze scale has a little bit more space. This also has these metal pads, but it's more or less the same concept, right? These these little foot pads down here that have a little bit of flex to them. The plastic on the back feels pretty cheap. It doesn't feel super solid. It flexes a little bit. It's just something to know. And the Wyze scale is just a little bit more solidly built. Another neat thing with the Renpho app is that it actually lets you export your data out as a CSV, which is a comma separated values document, which you could then pull into Excel or anywhere else. So if you're plugging this data manually into a spreadsheet, super easy to export it out of the Renpho app. And one thing missing from the Renpho app is heart rate. That's something I've really enjoyed from the Wyze scale, is having a heart rate sensor. That's just another little piece of data that I like to track, but I can't do that with the Renpho scale. So that's a little bit of a look over at the Renpho scale, a little bit of a comparison between that and the Wyze scale. The Wyze scale does come in around $20, plus or minus shipping, plus or minus different circumstances. They're sometimes in stock on Amazon, sometimes not. The Renpho scale is currently $35 on Amazon with Prime shipping. Prices and stuff are so flexible though, so check those links in the description below. And there you have it. There is a review of a couple of smart scales.
All right, Drew, do your magic.